Alright, today I'll be installing some Baja Design LP6 running lights. They're combos, and they got high-low beam and these amber running lights, as you can see. Look great. I got these kind of a deal on them. I got an open box, $100 off each, and that took enough of the sting away that I went ahead and just went for it. As you know, Baja Design anything is just crazy expensive, but they are the best in the business. I will be installing them with a new product, a custom wire harness developed by a company called VLine. It really made the job painless, and I think it went in very cleanly and it looks great. Very factory looking. I'll show you all that. So stay tuned and follow along, and maybe this is something that you might be interested in or can help you. Stand by. I'm going to be installing these using a fairly new product developed by this company, VLine. And I believe they're out of Oregon, and they make a custom wire harness to install Baja Design LP series lights. It looks factory when it's in. The switch, you use a factory switch location on the dash of the Sprinter. It goes in pretty seamlessly from what I've seen, and it looks great when it's installed. And so I will be going over the installation, and this is the company, VLine. And I bought them from CA Tuned in California, and probably one of their distributors. And they're not, I will say right up front, this is not the cheapest solution. In fact, it's a very expensive solution, but the end result is worth it to me because I want everything to look factory. I don't want to drill any holes in my dash. This fits in the dash openings for the auxiliary switches if they're not in use, etc. So it goes in very cleanly and looks factory. So that was my main reasoning for going with this company. So here's everything out of its packaging. This is kind of a two-step process. This is the actual wire harness for the LP series lights. Comes with its own factory-looking switch that fits right into the location of your auxiliary lighting switch. If you have something in there, you can go to the other side of the dash, and there's some more switch locations that you could use. I do not have factory fog lights, so I am going to use the location where those switches would go on the dash. Again, no drilling. This just snaps into the standard Mercedes light switch holder on the dash. These are your relays in a nice sealed box. It's all heavy-duty metal. These are environmental seals on all the wiring. Everything has an environmental seal, just like a factory light would, or the Baja Design wiring harness would have the same type of seal. So it's pretty impervious to water. Your power, I'm not sure what that is, maybe some sort of fuse. These are the actual light hookups. And the other part of this is how you're going to get power from your battery to your engine compartment. And if you already have wire power supplied from your battery up into your engine compartment somehow, then you can just wire right in. But if you don't, you may want to consider this as another VLine product. And what it does is it taps in at your battery and comes up and mounts to this stud, which is screwed to the engine compartment liner wall, and brings power up there. And this is like 1-gauge wire or 1-aught wiring. I mean, it's heavy duty stuff. You can run a winch off it and everything, all your accessories. And so all your lighting and everything, your power could come from this one port. And again, you'll see it's a very clean installation. Full instructions are included with both. It's pretty straightforward. You can't screw this up. And VLine actually has a tutorial on installing this kit in a Sprinter. So you may want to watch that. I'll try to provide a link for that. So anyway, that's what comes in the kit, and let's get going on this. So here's the holes that I've drilled, and I'm going to be mounting this relay box right there. And then up here is my location that I chose to mount the power stud, and that cable will go to the battery. I think it's a 1/0 cable. So you can run a winch, lights, whatever you decide to run off it. And then of course this is the ground point that I will be grounding the system to. So I'll show what that looks like all mounted up, and then I'll proceed with the rest of the wiring. Okay, so I got the relay box right here mounted, the power stud mounted, and this is the main power wire that's bringing power from the battery. That'll go down through here and underneath up to the battery box. That's that wire. This is optional, this wire here. If you already have power brought into the engine bay from the battery to run lights, then you don't need to do this, okay? You pull power off wherever you brought power up into. You should have something similar to this. Here's the ground wire, ground stud, and there's a ground lug that'll go right there. Here are the wires for the switch. And as you can see, I've penetrated that grommet seal that was right here, and that'll come up right under the dash, right exactly where it needs to be, adjacent to the knockouts on the dash where I'm going to mount the switch. This, I believe, is a fuse. I'll just zip tie that off of here. And then the wiring for the lights is down here. It's coming off the harness from the relay box, and it pokes up. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it, but it pokes up here. And I got the dash, or the grill, kind of loosened up, and I fished it up right through here by the horn. That's the horn. And it's pretty protected. This is all rubber. It's got snakeskin abrasion sleeving on it. Really good stuff. This is a high-grade harness, I'm telling you. They really did a good job. The quality of it, it's excellent. And then the plugs for the driver side LP6 and the passenger side LP6 light. And these are factory plugs. They'll mate right up to those lights. And inside, well, you can't really see, but right here's the hole coming in from the engine bay. And right, they'll come up to this point here on the dash. This is an auxiliary switch, probably for the fog lights. Here's the lighting panel. Here's the knockouts that were in there, just covers. You push those out from the back. And here's the switch that came with the harness. So here's the look I'm going for. Fits right in, perfect. And it pretty much is going to look factory, right? And that's one of the big advantages of this kit is it really integrates well into the van. It doesn't look like something you stuck in here. For instance, Baja Design, you drill a hole here, there's a toggle switch. And on this side, there's a rocker switch, I believe. And they don't use these knockouts. You know, they give you a standard automotive rocker switch, toggle switch, and you put them in there, and it just looks hokey in your $70,000 van. You know what I mean? I'm kind of big on that. I pay the little extra money. I mean, this harness was expensive. It was over $300. So, but when it's done, it's going to look like the factory did it. So, okay, so the last electrical hookup is the power cable going up to that power stud up in the engine bay. And here's the power wire. I'm underneath the van. This is forward. This way is the driver's side. That way is the passenger side. So that's the orientation. And the instructions show it for a pre-23 model. Mine's a 23, so this has changed this part of the instructions slightly. This is the battery box up here I'm touching. And it's shown in the instructions on the side, I think at the front side. I'm not sure about that. Or maybe it was the back side here. But they've moved that battery connection. This is the main battery cable going up to the fuse box, or from the battery. And this is the jumper going up to the jumper port in the engine. On a Sprinter, the batteries, obviously you can't get to it to jump it, so they have that jumper stud up there, that red, round red post up there that's covered by a red plastic cover. And this is the other end of it right here. This is the connection, and this is where you hook up your battery power that I'm going to be using to run the lights and a winch possibly. Anyway, it's under this little cover here. You have to notch it. I just did that with the Dremel. And anyway, it's going to snap up here thusly. And it's done. All the electrical hookups are done. So everything should be on. I just have to reconnect the battery up there under the dash, and we should be able to test these lights out. So I'm at the point now I'm mounting the lights up, and I thought I'd briefly discuss what I'm using to mount onto my tubular brush guard here. This company here, Axia Alloys. They make tons of different diameter clamps and mounting solutions for just about any kind of light that you'd want. So got the lights on finally. A little bigger project than I thought it was going to be, but they're on there now. Run the amber lights, running lights. Really nice little backlight, and the LP6s. And then I'll flip on the actual lights. You can see they're plenty bright. I like these because they got the side lights too to light up the, like a ditch light. And they're super bright from what everybody says about them. Wow, you can feel the heat coming off the babies. So I'll be doing some more videos here. I got my bumper installed. I'll do a separate video because this one's going to get too long. But that's Flare Space brush guard, they call it. Put them on the Storytellers. And anyway, if you like, you can follow along on the build. Check back from time to time. And as I build this out, and well, it wouldn't be an auxiliary lighting video unless I showed you the results, right? So it's a beautiful sunset here in Montana. It's just about dark. Here are the factory halogen lights. They're pathetically weak, somewhat dangerous in my opinion. And here are the Baja Designs. It's a dramatic difference. It doesn't show as much on camera, but the whole area in front of me is brightly lit up. And anyway, that's a wrap on this one. See you next time.